Hello, everyone. You too can have a podcast. You have a passionate voice. You want to be heard. You can be inspiration to others. And it is super easy. You all know that I am not technical. So just download the Anchor app on your phone or go to anchor.fm and get started sharing your voice and inspiring the world. Hello, I'm Kendra Von Esch, and you are listening to my 10-minute daily podcast, Reality Reflections. I bought into what this world said would make me happy. Money, prestige, power. And hey, if it feels good, do it, because life is stressful, so party hard. Do whatever makes you happy. But that didn't quite work out, because I felt even more insecure, full of fear, shame, and anxiety, and never, ever good enough. Then God found me and flipped my reality upside down and transformed my life. And I want this for everyone. So I left my executive career to help others find true acceptance, supernatural peace, joy, and love that only comes from a relationship with God. Here is my reality reflection for today. When is enough enough? And I'm talking about stuff. Things, money, travel, material goods. I was reading a meme today. Ta-da! I love memes. I just think they are so short, so to the point. Some use humor, some twist things and really make you think and reflect. Some are downright rude, though. I would love to post all of the memes that I laugh at, but I need to be kind. I need to be compassionate to the fact that some people just don't have their eyes open. They're not awake. They're walking along in a slumber like I was for 42, 43, 44 years of my life, and I'm only 51. We're not talking a super long time. But let me read this meme, because I always screw it up when I try to paraphrase it on my own here. Okay. It's by my buddy, who I have no idea who he is, but he's one of my favorites. G.K. Chesterton. Here it is. It's beautiful. There are two ways to get enough. One is to continue to accumulate more and more. The other is to desire less. Brilliant. Brilliant. I've done a podcast before about Are You Satisfied? And I think I tied it to the song Simple Man, because it's all about being happy with what we have, being grateful to God for blessing us, filling us with grace and faith and knowledge and just what we need when we need it. And if you can just reach out to the Lord and become His servant, do what you're supposed to do to know, love, and serve God, you will become a different person. You will be that second one, where the other is to desire less, right? Not to just accumulate more and more. I got into that pattern. And it wasn't just accumulating more and more. It was like I needed more and more. I needed more alcohol. I needed more drugs. In addition to the lake house and the boats and the wave runners. We weren't people who took vacations. We decided that the lake house would be the place that we would live at and vacation at. And we really weren't that extravagant with money. We weren't ones that overextended and financed ourselves to the gills, if you will. Not that kind of people. But I'm telling you, I kept thinking and dreaming and wanting a bigger house or a retirement that was just ridiculous. I mean, it's so different than what I'm seeking now. My husband and I met with a financial advisor a ways back and started talking about living in the perfect place. And the perfect place had a lot to do with weather. And of course, this was way before 2020 because I wouldn't move to California if you paid me $2 million, $10 million. You couldn't pay me to move there. Okay, maybe I might think about the $10 million. All right, but I digress. We were like, okay, what would it take to live in San Diego? And we would have had to have worked forever and had this lifestyle of going out and eating and burning money and spending ridiculous money to live there. I know the weather is beautiful. But when we started, actually, it was me. We don't need a lot of stuff, hun, especially when my husband's job and he was hating it. Basically, when I left my career, the lucrative career that I had, everything needed to change for me. And God helped me get there because He did not allow my ministry to be the successful breadwinning ministry that my executive career was. God was teaching me something, and it was a hard lesson, and I hated every minute of it. Because I was like, God, if you want me to do this, just like in today's reading, can you give me enough money to survive? And He didn't give it to me through this beautiful ministry of His. He gave it to my husband through his career and through things that happened with his companies, etc., etc. So God did provide. He just provided in a way that was different than what I would have liked. And now I look at this whole ministry as it's a blessing. You know, initially I spent money to go to a studio, that's the word, a studio, and work with a guy on those rosary meditations that I put together. I mean, it was, I had to travel like an hour to get there and spent a good chunk of change to have him mix it and work it and edit some things here and there. And there's one that I hear a sound on that I just listened to the other day. I'm like, how did I not hear this before? And I was going to sell CDs. I was going to make them so that I could sell my book and maybe my second book and maybe my other prayer program that I was working on. And I just sat here and I thought, is this really what it's all about? Or is it truly my mission, which is just to walk with you every day and to hopefully inspire you by my real experiences, to deepen your relationship with God, to take advantage of this beautiful Catholic faith. And if you're not Catholic, I'm hoping that you're hearing beautiful things about the faith. And everything has changed as far as that goes. And that is a gift from God. Because now we're talking about living in Tennessee, a very modest life, very modest home, living off of the land. We will have electricity and water and, power and all that kind of stuff, gas even. But I'm looking at a garden 3 times the size of the thing that I have here. I'm learning so much, and it's so exciting to watch everything grow. But it's so different because when you realize how happy you can be without all this stuff that the world tells you you need, you're free again. You're free from feeling like you have to measure up to the Joneses or that you have to live in this certain way. And I haven't traveled the world. Well, you know what? I don't really care. I'm not talking about you. That's not my response to you. My own internal desire is to live with my husband in peace and tranquility and on the land. Literally, we were talking about maybe we shouldn't even get cable, just get an internet thing. We can stream occasionally, like we're still on cable. I know it's pretty sad. Actually, we're looking to get off of that because it's a lot too expensive. But he said, I would much rather be outside with a fire pit, looking at the stars, and just being in nature. And so what that did for us was it made us have a different dream. And it truly then also connected me to God more, because there's nothing cooler than walking out in your own property, having some room, right, where there's nobody next door to you, or a strip mall 5 miles away. We will have to drive 20 minutes to get to a good grocery store and maybe like a hardware store. But that's okay for me and him. And that was God who really connected me to what the purpose of this life is. It's to love your family, to appreciate the outdoors, to get outside. I mean, I look at the kids that are addicted to their video games and us who are addicted to our phones and tablets and constantly connected, but not connected to what really matters, which is the world around us, creation. I've just spent the last, I don't know how many weeks, watching these little sparrows up in a nest, and now they're out and they're flying around and they're coming to our bird feeder and our bird bath. They were up in our gutter. And it was so cool to watch the mom and dad bird come in and feed them all the time. We got these little binoculars. It was just amazing. And that is what it's all about. When you actually find how simple life can be, where you can sit outside and just be silent. There are times when my husband we just sit there and we listen to the birds, and it's just so beautiful. And that, my friends, is what I want all of you to seek, is that simplicity in your life. Because the minute that you realize, oh my gosh, I can be happy with so little, everything changes. You're satisfied. You become grateful. You are a servant of God because you are being thoughtful about where you spend money and how you spend your time. And you are being grateful and you are being thankful. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I look up in the sky and there's this beautiful sunset and I'm like, oh, thank you, God. What beautiful canvas you have. And I think of how many times I never looked out the window because I was watching TV. So let's choose not to accumulate more and more, and ask the Lord to help us be satisfied with what we've got. I know that wasn't what the what the meme said, so I'm going back because I don't want to misquote him. There are 2 ways to get enough. One is to continue to accumulate more and more. The other is to desire less. Alrighty, everyone. That is your reflection for today. I love you all. I hope that God gives you that grace to appreciate what you have right now and not think that you'll be happy when the next thing comes. Whatever that next thing is. Be happy with your weight now. Be happy with your body now. Be happy with your family now. Be happy with your job now. Be happy and be grateful because God is so good. And He's got you in a spot for a reason. Alrighty, everyone. Find something more with God and Mary and have a blessed and inspired day.